We're inside the stadium with a history of its own, inspiring Queensland to victory. We all know Origin was officially born in 1980, but perhaps the rivalry was truly pioneered in Papua New Guinea decades earlier.
World War II had just ended. Literally a couple of weeks before, we had 30,000 Australians stuck on Bougainville waiting to come home, so they kept them busy with sport.
Well, there's been much debate over the years about how Rugby League's state of origin came to be. But now, a new discovery has found the first ever series between New South Wales and Queensland might actually have taken place in Papua New Guinea at the end of the Second World War. The trophy from that series, a Japanese naval shell with handles either side, has been rediscovered at a Brisbane Army museum. And that very trophy will be on display when Game 2 of this year's State of Origin kicks off tonight in Melbourne. To find out more, I'm joined by Rugby League historian David Middleton. David, welcome to the program.
Good morning, Kyle.
Now, take us back to the beginning, because this is an amazing discovery. How did it come about, and how long was this trophy sitting in a Brisbane museum?
Yeah, well, it was there for 40 years or more, Kyle. So it started out as interstate rugby league in the services, if you like, in World War II. I mean, the association between rugby league and the services goes back much further than that. I mean, we even had players from the very early days who had served in the Boer War. So the Rugby League's association with the services goes back well over 100 years. In World War II, there were services games played on an interstate basis, but generally between battalions where the battalions were based. And at the end of the war, there were around 23,000 servicemen waiting on Bougainville Island for deployment back to Australia. They were waiting for the ships to come back to take them to their home ports. Now, during this time, there was a lot of time for rest and recreation, and the soldiers engaged in a lot of different sporting activities in cricket and Australian rules, but also in rugby league. And as I said, in these rugby league games, they played interstate, but based on where the battalions were. And over time, the soldiers got to talking amongst themselves and thought it would be a much better idea if they could play each other based on where they were from, where they were born. There were